With New York State Police, Dave Olney. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
There is a whole new division of the New York State Police right now, and it is drones, right?
Yes. It's actually not a new division. It's kind of interwoven within what we already have.
Okay. But prior to, how long has it been since the state police have been using
Officially
drones?
January 10th.
Okay. This year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Wow.
Yeah.
We've been working on it in our planning and research office for almost 4 years.
All right, we're going to talk about what the reasoning is, and also talk about where you've been for the last, how many days?
Well, 4 of the last 5 days.
4 out of the last 5 days where he's been, white-faced, looking for a skier. We'll get into that coming up. I want to ask you your thoughts on this guy's story. It's an odd story.
I'm glad he's alive. We'll put it that way. We're all very happy he's alive. That's the best case after 5 days or 6 days of searching for this guy up there.
Yeah.
No one expected that he was going to be alive. So that's the positive part. The rest of his story, is it plausible? Yeah. So I guess we got to wait and see how it shakes out. It's just an incredible story. And if it's real, it's a movie of the week.
No doubt about it. I mean, and it sounds like he somehow picked up, he hitchhiked and got into a tractor trailer and made his way over to Sacramento.
Yeah.
Wild. All right, sit tight. I'm going to come back and get into this. We have Dan in New Hartford. Daniel, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. I'm ready to take Joe Hobeika's money.
Well, let's do it. It's $500 in cash from the Hobeika Law Firm, $500 from Joseph and Andrew Hobeika. And here is your question. You have 7 seconds to get it in, and get in before the buzzer. There's no ham in hamburger. So where did the name hamburger come from? Ready? Go.
Oh, jeez. Came from Europe.
Can you be more? You'd have to be a little more specific than an answer like Europe.
Okay. It came from England.
You're going to go with England. Well, that makes it easy for me to tell you, no, that's not England.
No.
But you were so close. So close, but yet so far. Think of where the Beatles played. Didn't the Beatles play in Hamburg, Germany? I'm really trying to give this money away. I want this money to be given away. Listen, that 7 seconds kills you, though. It's the pressure that just crushes you. You were so close. All right, Dan, have a hamburger today, and maybe you can do that over at Carmela's, where we'll give you dinner over there, okay?
Sounds good. Thanks, Bill.
Dan, enjoy the day today, and sit tight. Davey's going to hook you up.
On Ash Wednesday, you ask a hamburger question.
It is. You're right. No meat today.
Have a tofu sandwich or whatever they call them.
Okay, so how have drones assisted you and assisted the New York State Police?
I'll tell you how they have and how they're going to. So this program actually officially was announced on January 10th. On January 12th, we had all that flooding. We were able to put it up in Whitesboro and get an overview of that area in minutes. And we threw it up in the air, and we had an overview of the ice jam. And, in fact, we found another one that was downstream.
And the reason why that is so important is you then would try to figure out a way to get vehicles into that ice jam and break up that ice jam, which would alleviate the flooding.
Yeah, I mean, that's a recurring problem in Whitesboro. So that's just one case. I would tell you that we did a study in 2016 up at the State Preparedness Training Center where we took a 2-car crash. I mean, everyone probably listening has been held up on the highways when there's been a major crash. And if we have a serious personal injury or fatality crash, we have to reconstruct it. And the existing methods we have right now are the 3D workstation and the total workstation and a 3D robotic scanner. So we did a 2-car crash with no outside evidence and tested it in the conventional ways we did. The total workstation took about an hour and 10 minutes. The 3D scanner took about 2 hours and 10 minutes. The drone did it in 19 minutes or 16 minutes. So now, if you take that and you look at what it costs to shut a highway down, we did a study and we've looked at other studies, and it costs about $350,000 an hour to shut an interstate down.
Wow.
Now, that crash that we did was a 2-car crash with no outside evidence. Now, if you get a 3-car, 4-car, 5-car, 6-car crash, and you have parts everywhere and things scattered around and other things hit, that 1 hour that it takes for our total workstation goes to 6 hours, 7 hours to get everything documented. this is the same 19 minutes because it's mapping the same real estate.
Yeah.
It doesn't care what's in it, and you land, and it takes longer to clean the mess up.
Wow.
When you say mapping, can I just get a clarification? When you say mapping, it just provides you a visual, and then you have a mental map, or does it actually map out an area?
We get a 3D manipulable image on the computer that we can turn and look at all angles and see an actual within,
I think we had
within a millimeter of.
I seem to recall we had a demonstration of some sort in studio when this went into play, or at least 4 or 5 years ago. We were talking about this, how it completely has changed. That alone completely changed the investigation of an accident scene.
Yep.
And now you're cutting the time way down.
You're going to see these popping up.
Okay, let me throw out. You got a guy, obviously, you got a guy up in the Adirondacks, lost. You can only travel so far, but this drone can go how far?
Well, it'll go 7 kilometers from the control point.
Can you do that legally? I thought you had to keep it within.
It has to be within visual line of sight.
Okay.
So where it came
for police?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's FAA rules.
Not for the military, but and that's what I believe is being studied right now up at Griffiths
and in Syracuse. Actually, you'll see the drones flying around out there, and they actually, while they're going through commercial airspace, they're escorted by the Civil Air Patrol. So their military drones have to be escorted by somebody flying a Cessna to get to
really
their location. So
okay.
The FAA is very strict, and rightfully so.
Sure.
So this will go out about 7 miles, but up there, and I can show you some pictures later, but there were some areas that you just can't get to, and you could ski off there, and they just never find you. No, they have the rock slides that they blew the rocks off the side of the mountain to make another trail, and you had all these slides and everything, and we flew that. I was trying to figure out how many acres we flew last night, and I overlaid our telemetry on Google Earth and was mapping out how many acres. I haven't figured it out yet, but we flew just a ton of area in a short amount of time. And basically what we do is we're taking that video right back to the command post. We're sending them the KML files. They're overlapping on their maps so we can mark off areas that are in search. And then we and some other people spend time on a big screen TV, frame by frame, going through these pictures looking for something.
Did you fly the drone over Sacramento?
We did not.
Did not. Just this crazy story.
Line of sight rule.
It's like,
well, you can just about see it from the top of Whiteface.
Okay. It's quite on a clear day. So you have somebody's held up in a house. They're shooting. Police. We've had these. How many situations we've had around here?
There was just a story from.
You can then fly over that, right?
Absolutely. There was just a story from Georgia where a woman was at the end of her rope and she drove up I-95 and got to a Walmart somewhere in Georgia, parked her car, and was trying to get the police to shoot her. And they flew a drone up and parked it over and just watched her while they tried to negotiate with her. Yeah. So you're able to put a machine in harm's way where before you would have had to put a person or bring a Bearcat up there.
How about the drone the other day? We saw the drone that dropped an inflatable raft into the water and saved the person who had fallen through the ice. I believe
this technology,
or it would have been flooding. I forget what the story was, but
the next aircraft that we're looking at that I think we already put an order in for has 4 drop pods on it, basically, that we can drop things, whether it's a phone, water, a raft, something like that. We're going to be able to drop.
So this could be to handle something that is nefarious. It could be to handle something that is innocent, someone who's in trouble, someone who's in danger. There's so many uses that you can get out of this. Are you surprised it's taken this long for us to embrace the technology, or has it taken this long to where we've gained enough confidence?
I think it's a combination of that. And having been lucky enough to have involved in this since day one, we met with NYCLU, the New York Civil Liberties Union. We met with all kinds of groups to hear their concerns. And one of our biggest holdups in this whole process was getting our privacy policy and our policies. Our policies with this drone are stricter than with our division aircraft. So, there's been case law that an aircraft, police helicopter flies over your house, they see something that doesn't look legal, then they can then go in with a warrant and go find out what's there. Our policy with the drone is we don't go flying over people's property. We absolutely won't do it unless we get a warrant. And to get a warrant, unless it's a FISA warrant, you got to have some pretty good evidence to back it up.
I enjoy the comedy there. That was good.
But so we've been very strict. We're very conscious of people's fears of invasion of privacy, and I don't know other than just say we're flat out not doing the things people are afraid of. We have no plans on spying on people. We have no plans on looking in windows and hovering over the houses, and we're hearing, on social media when they did the press release on this program, I'm just going to shoot it down and this and that. Well, it's considered an aircraft, no different than somebody.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, if you can shoot it down.
Yeah, nice little federal sentence.
Well, you saw the camera in here. If you can shoot it down, chances are we've recorded you shooting it down.
Yeah.
And the recording is on the tablet, not on the aircraft. So.
Can I just turn this so people can see? Go right ahead. Yeah.
I have one local
that's
mayor.
a heck of a display.
It is. I have one local mayor asking the question: what's the cost of this?
The whole
package.
The whole package. I have this big box in the other room. The whole package with two monitors, 2 controllers, some other redundant systems, 6 batteries, and it's between $7,000 and $8,000. But now again, $350,000 to save an hour at an accident scene.
Right.
So one crash that we've saved.
Yeah.
That's actually cheaper than I thought. The $6,000 to $7,000 or $8,000, whatever it is.
Yeah.
This is a high-end hobbyist drone. This is what, when you see drone footage on television, on your HGTV and commercial, it's done with this drone.
Oh, look at this. I mean, even the size of the lens compared to my stepfather's hobby drone.
That's a quality unit.
20 megapixel. This is phenomenal. We're looking at getting zoom. Zoom would have been more helpful up north at Whiteface, but this, you get right over the treetops and you look straight down and you can see.
All right. Well, that is awesome. I'm so glad we got you in here, and to have you in here,
we've been planning. Hear the buzz of
We've
this
been
thing
planning
here.
on getting Dave in here for quite a while, trying to work on it. And you finally got approval, but to have you come in on the day after this Whiteface story is just crazy.
Well, we got
lucky
yesterday, right?
Yeah, right. You were up there. So, one final question: how are your fish? How are things? Dave has the same fixation that I have with a little pond in the backyard.
Did you get the little heater too?
Next year we're doing the heater.
I'm going to tell you.
And we've got all new fish.
Oh, no.
You're going to love his pond is huge. You have a large pond.
And I came home the other day to hand-drawn plans on the countertop of how we're going to make it bigger this year.
Oh, my
I like that.
So it's going to be bigger and
better.
More fish.
Yeah.
And,
wow. I spoke with, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn here, but I spoke with Jim Simpson. He also he has a little system on how he keeps his fish alive out in the wintertime as well. So
we're done taking them in and out. This is our last year.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much trouble.
Yeah. Well, and they're too big.
And they're too big. Yeah.
4 of them are probably a foot long.
I mean, you have koi fish.
Wow.
Yes.
We have just goldfish that have gotten large.
Yeah, he's got a pond. You got a puddle.
That's right. That's a good point. Thank you for that. All right, David, nice job. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and always a pleasure being on WIBX, Utica, Rome, Remsen.